In this video, I'm going to give you the D.E.E.R method of answering IELTS Speaking Task Part 3 questions. So, what is the D.E.E.R method? Well, it's an acronym. D stands for direct and short answer. E is when you explain your answer. The second E is to give an example, and the R is to repeat your answer or restate your answer. We're going to look at each of those with an example for each part, and then I'm going to tell you some things you should definitely not do and why in the IELTS Speaking Task Part 3. The example we're going to use is from the social media set of questions for Part 3. Here it is. Have you ever blocked anybody on social media?
Absolutely. I think it's one of the most important features of social media that you can stop people from interacting with you. I was getting cyberbullied once by some students at the school. It was very distressing. I blocked them so they couldn't post mean comments on my account anymore. I'm now much happier. I still saw them at school, of course, but I was away from them virtually. So yeah, I've blocked a few people actually.
Fantastic answer there. I've got to say, that student in the Gryffindor tie, so handsome. Alright, let's go through this step by step, and we're going to start by giving the examiner the D. Okay, so the student was asked, have you ever blocked anyone on social media? And he answered in a one-word way, a very direct, focused answer. He just said, absolutely. And that was it. That's all you need to do. So you could just say, yes, or no, or 100%, or any of these direct answers. You're basically just answering the question. What you don't want to do is something like this. Have you ever blocked anybody on social media?
I have blocked some people on social media.
See how clunky it is? He hasn't used any new language. He's just gone, I have blocked people on social media, which is fine, but it's taking up too much time. You're not showing any new language. You're just simply repeating what the examiner said to you in a full sentence. Who speaks like that? Nobody, so it's unnatural. Maybe paraphrasing would work better. Let's see. Have you ever blocked anybody on social media?
I've prevented some people from seeing my posts on various social media platforms.
You see, that's what happens when you try to paraphrase directly after a question. It's first of all, it's not natural. It gives him lots of fillers. He's in his head thinking, okay, how can I paraphrase this question? He's been asked, have you ever blocked anyone on social media? And he's gone, and he's trying to paraphrase the answer, which a lot of students do because that's what they've been told to do. Keep it simple. Don't repeat what the examiner says. Don't try to paraphrase the question. Nobody talks like that. It's simple. Just give the examiner the D, the direct answer. Here's how it looks. Have you ever blocked anybody on social media?
Absolutely.
Simple, right? Just answer the question directly. Always remember, give the examiner the D for D.E.E.R. Let's look at the first E, which is to explain your answer. Let's have a look at how our handsome Gryffindor student explained his answer after he gave the examiner the direct answer.
Absolutely. I think it's one of the most important features of social media that you can stop people from interacting with you.
The student here is explaining his answer, so he's explaining why he likes the feature of blocking people on his Facebook account, which is really nice because he says absolutely, and then he says I think it's a really important feature that you are able to block people. Once you've given your direct answer, the next thing in your head should be along the lines of imagining if the examiner asked you how, or why, or tell me more. They're not actually going to say that, so you have to imagine them saying it. So basically, explain your answer. Let's look at some more examples of how the handsome Gryffindor student could have expanded his answer to the question, have you ever blocked anybody on social media? Example 1.
Absolutely. It stops people I don't like from interacting with me on social media. It's a great feature.
Example 2.
Absolutely. Facebook allows me to block people with a click of a button, so I like to use it a lot.
Example 3.
Absolutely. It's very satisfying to block people I dislike or whose views I don't agree with.
Example 4.
Absolutely. If someone's saying things I don't like and they're just spamming my feed, one click of a button, they're gone.
Example 5.
Absolutely. Some people hate being blocked, so it's a good way to punish them if they upset me.
And finally, example 6.
Absolutely. It's one of the best features of social media, so I use it all the time, especially when people annoy me.
So as you can see from those 6 examples, the student has given the direct answer, the D, and then he's given the E. He started explaining what he meant by his answer. This is much better than paraphrasing or trying to come up with something on the spot. Answer the question, yes, no, maybe, I don't know, and then explain why. Let's have a look at the next E, which is examples. So once you've given your direct answer, you've explained your answer, then you can start giving examples. Here's how our student did it at the start of the video, and then I'm going to give you some more examples of examples. Example squared.
I was getting cyberbullied once by some students at the school. It was very distressing. I blocked them so they couldn't post mean comments on my account anymore. I'm now much happier. I still saw them at school, of course, but I was away from them virtually.
Here are some examples he could have said. Example 1.
I had an ex-boyfriend, and all his family and friends kept pressurising me to get back together with them. So I just blocked all of them, and now they can't speak to me anymore. So it's much better that way, and I'm a lot happier now.
Example 2.
I met this really cute girl online, and we started talking to each other, and then we added each other on all the social media platforms. But then she started to get a bit possessive, and she was asking for money, so I just blocked her on everything, Instagram, Facebook, all the social medias, and I feel much safer now that she's not able to contact me. Luckily, I didn't tell her where I lived.
Example 3.
I use the block feature quite often, especially in the heat of the moment, but people feel bad when you block them, so I just do it as a, just in the moment, but then after a while I calm down and I unblock them again because I start to feel bad. It's a really nice way to cool off just by blocking somebody.
All 3 of those examples are good examples of how to give examples in the IELTS speaking task part 3. It can be anything. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions that you've been asked, and I'll show you how you could give examples to those IELTS part 3 questions. The final thing we need to do now in the D.E.E.R method is the R, which is repeat or restate the question. Here is what our student from Gryffindor said.
So yeah, I've blocked a few people actually.
Here it goes back to the original question, the start of the question, and it also is a really nice signal to tell the examiner that you've stopped speaking. It's how natural speak works, and you'll get lots of marks for fluency, coherence, vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. It's a really nice way to wrap up your answer in a little bow just by restating the question. Here are some things that our students could have said as well. Example 1.
And that's the main time I've blocked someone on social media, so yeah.
Example 2.
In fact, I block people all the time.
Example 3.
And he deserved to be blocked, so I guess, yeah, I have blocked someone.
So that was the D.E.E.R method of how to answer the IELTS speaking task part 3. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give the video a like. Remember that this is not the be-all and end-all of the IELTS speaking task part 3. You still need to have good vocabulary. You still need to have good ideas. The reason I'm telling you the D.E.E.R method is because I know you like methods like this, but you can just use this to build your confidence, use it to practice your answers, and when you're in the actual exam, don't be thinking in your head, D.E.E.R method, D.E.E.R method. Just let it come naturally. Answer directly. Explain, give examples, and then re-say your answer. It's as simple as that. If you like the video, please subscribe, and how about checking out this video next? Good luck and smash those exams.